Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL Codas. I'm Tasteless. With me is Artosis, my hetero nerd life partner. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Tasteless. Yeah. How are you doing?
It's good. I haven't casted StarCraft 2 in 2 days. I was getting a little bit lonely. I missed our viewers, so welcome back to the GSL Codas. We have two very, very exciting best of fives here today. A Terran versus Terran, and then a Terran versus Zerg. OGS top against OGS NaDa. Teammates against teammates. Somebody's going to get eliminated here.
Yeah. And then we have two of the youngsters going at it. SC Foyu against Lucira. SC Foyu's been doing great, man, but Lucira, he can't be denied. He is on an insane win streak.
Is the prophecy going to come true? Lucira, such a talented Zerg.
The prophecy.
The prophecy, man.
Which prophet foretold Lucira?
It was on some Egyptian hieroglyphics a long time ago.
Oh, really?
Yes. The Mayans
It's been
predicted
a long
as
time
well.
coming.
2012 coming. Lucira will destroy all of us.
Lucira means 2012 in Korean.
What? Oh, no, you actually was tripping for something. I was like, Dan, don't say that. That's not actually true. No, Lucira is very good. And as I said before, the Mayans have predicted him taking over. The Mayans, of course, unable to predict the end of their civilization, but they did manage to predict that Lucira would take over the world in 2012 here.
Mayans just live underground. What are you talking about? They're cave people now, Tasteless. Get with it.
They're mole people. Terran versus Terran here. Let's talk about our first matchup here. We got NaDa against top. NaDa, the most consistent StarCraft 1 pro gamer of all time.
And actually, most consistent StarCraft 2 pro gamer in some ways.
In a way, yeah. He's kind of always gotten to the same point in the tournaments. Let's see if he can get farther this time.
Out of the 3 since the opens, NaDa and Clyde are the only ones that have always made it to this round, I think it was.
Really?
Something like that.
Could be true.
Round of 16 or something like that. I don't know. Someone told me some stats. They were interesting, and Clyde and NaDa were like the ones that were really, really solid throughout.
Now, we got top here.
Something may or may not have occurred. I don't
know. Something was. It was not interesting, and it was or was not exciting as well. Now, we got top over here. This guy, I think he's one of the most defined players in the GSL. Somebody who is so macro-oriented. It's funny casting his games because oftentimes we see him making these really terrible decisions, these blunders, if you will, and he just manages to recover because even though you can't see it, he's back at home making so much stuff that he has room to make a lot of errors.
Yeah, he's got pretty sick macro, man. So many people saying, whoa, StarCraft 2, the macro, you can't really show how great you are. You can. Top
Apparently
does it
you can.
all the time.
So let's go ahead and take a look at the round 8 brackets. We're going to throw this up for you guys. Artosis, take it away.
Top versus NaDa, SC against Lucira, and then we are going to have, in a couple days, Killer versus Inca, and Nesty versus AnyPro. There are a lot of possible finals that we could have, Tasteless. It's pretty hard to tell who's actually going to make it to the finals from here.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. Those Codas games. We have Killer against Inca, and that's going to be a very exciting PvP. Both these guys, very good Protoss players. Nesty against AnyPro. I would say that Nesty should be the favorite for that, but then again, AnyPro.
He had some sick builds, man. That 7-gate 1-1 observer, I never knew you could support all that on 48 probes.
I know.
But I've been doing it on the ladder, Tasteless. You absolutely can.
Teaching us a little bit about the game. AnyPro and SC, they sort of remind me of each other here. Both these guys very, very good at their respective races, but just sort of overshadowed, by these other players, that play the same races as them. Yeah. However, I think this could be their season. We could see some serious success from these guys.
We absolutely
Serious success, not an easy word to say. Those two together.
No, not at all.
No.
And, it's actually kind of interesting because one of your favorite players, Inca, and actually I really like him too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that guy.
If AnyPro takes out Nesty, I could absolutely see Inca making a finals. His PvP is pretty outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, he might, he did it in Season 1 here at the GSL. The guy basically only encountered Protosses. And as it turns out, he's one of the best Protoss versus Protoss players back then, and now today still is.
I put him top 3 all the time.
Yeah, I would add top 3 in the world,
with
hands
MC
down.
and Younghua, he is like a god of PvP.
Yeah, he is very scary. And what's interesting about Inca is that unlike somebody like MC, Inca's doing different stuff every time.
Yeah.
MC is
he doesn't just out-micro his opponent. He outthinks him as well.
Yeah.
Out-build orders him. He is.
I think he might.
He's a cross between MC and Younghua.
Yeah, he might be the scariest, most stylistic PvP player we've seen. I don't know. That's the
He's
way I
pretty
feel.
flexible.
He really is. Now, we're going to be introducing our players here in a little bit. Actually, we're going to get to introduce them now. So it's going to be Top against OGS NaDa. Both these guys member of the team OGS. And here is Top now. Top, I have to say, his Terran vs. Terran is pretty scary.
Yeah, it is.
He does
Look
play
at that,
very good
17
position
and
games.
7 against Terran. He's got a sick win rate against Terran, man. He's played top Terrans as well.
More Top than even Top himself.
Wow.
And taking him out.
His ID is very fitting.
It is. I think, actually, if you look at those statistics at the bottom, 17 wins against 17 losses. I think he might be, like, in this sense, an Inca of this mirror matchup, because that is a lot of Terran versus Terrans to play in the GSL.
That is a ton of them. A lot of that, of course, took place against Beyond.
Right.
4 and 3 of that took place against Beyond. And, of course, Code A is, as always, last season, the season before, this season, a TVT fest. So a lot of it came from that as well.
Absolutely. And he's got a lot of experience on it. He's yawning. But don't worry, he'll be awake soon, ready to take on his opponent.
Well, you got to be to take on this guy, Tasteless.
This guy that we're going to get a shot of in a minute here. There he is. We call him the Renaissance Nerd.
He is so good.
He's so good at so many things, not just StarCraft 2.
He can play the flute like nobody's business.
Right, he's good at underwater basket weaving. No, not really, but you guys know what I'm saying. He is a solid player. And
he can rip a phone book in half.
Yeah, usually, man. Yeah, he's completely jet.
He doesn't even do it the tricky way. He just does it.
He just does it. He just gets mad.
Put some elbow grease in on that. Well, that's what he's going to have to do in this Terran vs. Terran. He's going to have to keep his macro up. 2 macro Terrans going at it in a TVT battle. Same team as well. That's quite an interesting storyline.
Special thanks to our sponsors at Intel, LG, and G-Skill for making this event possible. Terran vs. Terran, Top against NaDa. OGS against OGS. Today will be a win and a loss at the same time for Team OGS. Only one of these guys is going to move on. NaDa doing what he normally does before the game, closing his eyes, getting into the zone. Our map is going to be Terminus 3. This is a pretty interesting map. Due to the architecture of it, it's large and open. And it's a map that we usually see a pretty intense macrogram. I think medevac dropship play probably the most important factor when you get to late game on this map, as really doing very solid, hard contained, pretty tricky.
Yeah, it's just so big, Tasteless, and that's one reason why I don't think that we're going to see BCs here. I think it's going to be pretty much decided with Marine Tank.
All right, it's game time. The countdown has started. Head-to-head. There's no turning back now. Let's get ready for this Terran vs. Terran. Casted by Artosis, my hetero nerd life partner, and myself, Tasteless, down here in Seoul, Korea, the mecca of esports, casting the GSL.
Like the stars, you are divided. You're lost from her dreams. So bitter, don't squeeze. She dances on the wire.
And our Korean commentators are wrapped up, so we will now get this started. Let's do this. Over here, center left position. The greatest macro Terran in GSL history. He is...
Oh, Tasteless,
wait for it. My timing is terrible.
OGS Top.
OGS Top. Apparently Tiara Girl's not here today. Down here in the bottom center location, we have the Renaissance Nerd himself. Most consistent StarCraft 1 pro gamer of all time. Current StarCraft 2 pro gamer. OGS NaDa. I guess, yep, we're not doing the tier up graphic today. So,
imagine NaDa with his arm around Tasteless as he says that.
yeah, imagine that.
Way better than TR Girls.
Way better. Now, we have the barracks going up for these guys. No command center first thus far.
I wouldn't be surprised if at least one of them, though, goes command center right after that barracks.
Yeah, it would shock me.
NaDa getting his gas right away, so it's not going to be him, Tasteless. Not going to be him at all.
No. Now, well, we have our red Terran not taking gas, so it does look like Top will go for the macro build. In these positions, NaDa does have the option to do something slightly aggressive here. Well, it really depends. There's a lot of different ways when you're teching to punish a Terran who's getting a quick command center, and that is...
It's a picture of NaDa's body.
That must be basically what NaDa looks like without a shirt on.
Oh, it is.
It is. I thought it was real. I was like, who photoshopped that? And then somebody was like, tasteless, that's marker on a white piece of paper. We have a tech lab on the way.
Definitely going to be a Reaper coming out for NaDa. He does like to make a Reaper in this matchup. Go and scout real quick with it.
There's a computer down there. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I want to get on that computer, play some StarCraft 2 on the map Terminus Re.
I wonder how much it costs to use that. The internet's probably quite limited out in space.
Probably.
Yeah, I think it might cost quite a bit.
You probably get dropped all the time if you're on the map Terminus Re.
Huge roaming charges. All right, so Top is going for Command Center right after Barracks, and he's seen the Tech Lab. His SCV, in fact, still in the main base, looking around.
Did you notice that he's making 2 Reapers?
That is interesting.
He might do a double scout with that. Send one into the front, one in the back. That's what it's called. Our
double scout.
Our
he sees everything twice.
Our toast just choked on his coffee when I said that. Sorry for just naming these terms to give him being the authority figure and just
double
giving these terms
scout.
and names.
Oh my God!
The rare double scout.
I see it, Tasteless. You do this a lot, man. In a few months here, we're gonna hear all the commentators. Oh my God! It's a double scout, and he just like sends 2 Reapers in.
Yep. The double scout. Huh. Now we have. I believe that's
my ego, Tasteless.
Now he's swapping add-ons here. Moving in with the Reaper.
All right.
Whoa, could it be a triple scout? No, here come the Reapers.
No, LOL, that would be terrible. Triple scout.
Oh, excuse me, one of those is actually an SCV.
He's actually going to try to kill the Marines, Tasteless. He's bringing his SCV with it. That's what
you can use the SCV on the front to take the damage.
He is actually going to go for it. And,
oh my God,
no damage yet on those 2 Reapers. Really interesting build here by NaDa. It's not the double scout, it's the double attack.
It's a double Reaper attack.
Well, 3 Marines at the top of the rank. Probably won't want to go up there right this second, but he's going to try to jump over here. And down he goes. 3 kills on one, and 3 kills on the other. That's 6 kills, Tasteless.
We've never seen this strategy before.
No, double
Ever.
Reaper. This is like totally awesome.
As a caster,
I know that Dustin Browder just did a fist pump.
Absolutely,
the return
man.
of the Reaper, man.
Hell
Absolutely
yeah, man!
Awesome.
I mean, as a commentator, I'm a commentator virgin to this strategy. I have never seen it, so our toast and myself will sort of be learning the strategy along with you guys at home.
Yeah, right now he's making Blue Flame, some Hellions. He has a. This is actually quite interesting. A lot of Marines are being made for top, so Blue Flame Hellions, if he can soften them up some and use the Reapers as well, they have a lot of damage against Marines, but they can't take a lot of damage. So maybe mixing some more units in there could help him out with that. And in fact, he's adding more barracks. I mean, more factories. This is really interesting. NaDa really busting out some completely new moves.
You know, NaDa's one of these guys who's always ahead of the curve when it comes to the way the metagame's going to develop. He's not like some of these Code 8 Terrans where they're just like, well, the Code S Terrans are doing this, so I'm going to go ahead and just do this and copy it or alter it. He actually just sort of engineers his own build orders. It's really impressive.
Well, the guy, nicknamed Genius Terran in StarCraft 1, and look at that, so quick, getting right out of there. Right now, we do have 32 SCVs for NaDa, 28 for Top. Of course, NaDa did kill a bunch of SCVs with that harassment, and look at this. Blue Flame Hellion drop? I think so.
Uh-oh. At the same time, a medevac drop, it can get a little bit sloppy in Terran vs. Terran if you're both dropping each other, as oftentimes neither player has enough adequate defense, especially this phase of the game. Here we go. Heading in towards the main base.
Blue Flame Hellions coming over to the rescue. Going to be able to burn up some Marines pretty quickly. And he picks up and goes away. And at the same time, in the natural up top, a Blue Flame Hellion being dropped out. The rest look like they want to fly up here. Viking is on the case Tasteless.
All right, here we go. It's going to really boil down to this moment here.
Top pumping a lot of SCVs. Beautiful lineup right there.
Oh my God, he's getting so many SCVs. These Blue Flame Hellions, they're not done yet. Is that wall in? No, it does not. All right, so they are still not done yet. Oh, if he gets one more shot.
8 kills on that one. Oh my god, Tasteless.
Oh my word. Oh my heavens.
Oh my god of StarCraft NaDa. We have the third command center for NaDa going up. Give you guys some unit counts. 37 SCs for NaDa, 23 for his opponent. Top, 65 supply to 49. And I love NaDa's play, man. He's still making a ton of Hellions, making a bunch of tanks. He is giving a little shout out to StarCraft 2 right there.
Yeah.
Going Vulture tank, basically. That's what he's doing,
You're giving a shout out to StarCraft 1 or Tosis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
exactly.
All I can think about is StarCraft 2, even when I'm trying to think about StarCraft 1.
Here comes a medevac drop. Now, it's hard for things to snowball out of control with a medevac drop that has Marines in it, but we'll see.
They don't have Stim yet. Stim, in fact, not even on the way. Some Blue Flame Aliens will help clean that up at his base, but at the same time, a drop in top space. Oh my god, just assumed since he got the drop ship that this would not occur again.
Oh my god.
Oh
Here it comes again.
no, NaDa.
I've lost track of how many oh my gods we've said this tournament, but it's definitely been a just amount. Oh! He's getting more SCVs here. SCVs clumping up around the tanks.
Oh my god. 11 SCVs against 36. One of those is a multiple of 11.
I don't know if Top can actually recover from this.
No, I don't think
I think he's actually economically being buried alive here.
Seriously. Seriously. Hold on, I'm going to find which button on this Korean client tells me how many workers he's lost. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Right. It looks like Top has actually lost 28 SCVs. No, 42 SCVs. Yeah.
Go on, Artosis.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yes.
Top moving in now, but not sieging up his tanks. It's what tanks like to do, Tasteless.
Yeah, they do.
Tank, what's your favorite thing to do? Siege up, obviously, LOL.
Company like fetal position. Okay, this
Oh
might be
my
the nail in the
God.
coffin.
Top gonna try to drop on the siege tanks in the meantime.
All right, this is kind of a pitiful attack here.
You pity this attack,
I
Tasteless.
pity the fool who does this attack. Now, I think that's going to be GG. There it is.
Wow.
GG.
Wow. NaDa being completely original and mopping the floor with OGS Top.
Top just got raffle stomped.
Dude,
Totally taken out.
I thought that Top was going to be able to take the series. I'm taking it back. It's all about NaDa.
I love how your predictions are always right by the end of the game. So you know, it's funny because these guys are teammates, which means they get to practice against each other quite a bit.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
oddly enough, it seems like Top was completely not prepared for that strategy at all, which is odd. Normally, we see some kind of bizarre cheese or
Dude,
a one-time build, you know, so that you can only do it against somebody once, and then after that, you know, they know how to stop it. But he did this, what looks like a solid build. The Top was
has
not
probably
prepared
never
for it.
seen that, okay?
Yeah.
Probably NaDa was standing in the shower thinking about builds, and it came to him. He slipped. It was slippery on the floor, hit his head.
Think he hit his head?
He probably hit his head to come up with a strategy
Some of
like
my
that.
best
I'll
ideas
do a
come
two
in the
Reapers
shower.
attack,
Yes.
and then I'll do a Blue Flame Hellion drop, and I'll just go Hellion Siege Tank, and I'll just own everything.
You know what's funny is the most interesting part of that strategy, to me, is the 2 Reapers with the SCV at the start. That did not occur to me.
Yeah.
If they're doing something where they're trying to get a little bit too greedy, you just take it out. I mean, you're just punishing them. And it's funny because we haven't seen Reapers used in an aggressive rush way. There's sort of this kind of recon scouting unit that, hey, if you get in there, you could kill some SCVs. But mostly this is used to control zone Naga watchtowers, check for expansion. So very interesting to to have NaDa show us that unit can be used in a very unique way. The next map is going to be, now here's the thing is I feel like some people would say crevice, but I think we got to say crevasse because it makes us sound smarter. Crevasse.
I'm going for Crevasse.
Crevasse. Map name? No. Yeah. Crevasse.
Crevasse.
Yeah. All right. It's head-to-head. The countdown has started. Terran versus Terran. Top against NaDa. NaDa already had one game. Can Top turn this around? That was a pretty one-sided match where really what NaDa did was he made sure that Top would never even get to the macro phase. Interesting. All right. It's game time. Let's do this here at the GSL.